Hi everybody, this is Howard, the Teaserking, coming to you with, I'm going to do the college game of the week. I'm going to do this a little bit more so I can focus on just one teaser. I did do a regular college one where I give a few more thoughts on other games. I'm going to talk about the Alabama-Ole Miss game. You got Alabama laying 6.5, 7 in this game. It's a revenge game. Yeah, you hear all this BS talk, how Alabama always revenges and da-da-da-da-da. Well, you know, they lose to LSU and they beat them the next year on a field goal. They lose to, I don't even remember who they lose to. Usually it's they lose to Auburn and they get them back. Yeah, but they don't blow them out. I mean, they get the win, but I don't think it's got anything to do with revenge. It's just they try to win every game. But when you break this game down, I'm looking at Mississippi, and they're scoring 70 points a game, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? All right, the first week they beat nobody. Second week, they beat a decent Fresno State team. I mean, they're not going to win their conference, and it's not like they have Derek Carr, and it's not like those old Fresno State teams that challenged USC and everything. It's a lousy Fresno State team, but not one you watch Fresno State the whole year. They're not going to give up 73 points to anybody else. So I asked myself, well, what's going on with Ole Miss? So Teaserking, doing the Teaserking thing, goes and checks the box scores. He realizes this quarterback is very, very good on Ole Miss. He played a half last week. He was like 28 out of 30 for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns in a half. I don't care. It's still Fresno State. They got talent. So I say to myself, okay, they found a quarterback. Now I know their offensive line is intact. Treadwell's back, the guy who broke his ankle against Auburn. They got an All-American tight end, so that's 2 All-Americans they got on the receiving corps. They can run the ball decently, but that's not their strong suit. This quarterback seems to be extremely accurate, as all we know is the quarterback makes the difference. Now, what do we look at Alabama? They got Coker. He's not a very good quarterback. They beat Wisconsin, who doesn't have a quarterback but can run the ball and has a decent defense. Not as good as Ole Miss's. And then they had trouble with what was that, Middle Tennessee State last week. Alabama beating them like 34-7, looking sloppy. I don't think Alabama's got a very good quarterback. I don't like this Coker guy. He seems like he's average. He's a typical Alabama quarterback. He's like more of a game manager. Yeah, Alabama can run the ball, no doubt, but Mississippi has everybody back on defense. They're very strong defensively. They've already played Alabama last year when Alabama had Amari Cooper and Sims was a much better quarterback than Coker. He beat them out, and they beat them 23-17. Alabama didn't put up much. I don't think Alabama scores 20 in this game, and I think Mississippi does. I'm calling the outright upset here of Ole Miss over Alabama. Now let's get into the meat of why. What does Alabama have problems with? They have problems with Johnny Manziel. They have problems with a good throwing quarterback. Georgia almost had them in their championship game a few years ago. They had a good quarterback. A good quarterback. They lost to Ohio State. Why? Carnell Jones threw the ball long. Alabama's think about it. They basically run the Pittsburgh Steelers defense without Mel Blount and Donnie Shell and Mike Wagner. I mean, they have a weaker secondary. The secondary is very beatable. What they try to do is pressure you and don't let you run. They gap you. So if you can only run the ball, I mean, even Wisconsin came back a little bit, but they're geared at stopping the run. Fine, Mississippi doesn't run the ball. Mississippi's very good at passing, which is Alabama's weakness. So what you have now is this kid at Mississippi who's a very talented quarterback with a great receiver in Treadwell, a great tight end. And they got a very good coach in Freeze. They got a great defense. So now you have a good quarterback and a good coach and a great defense and good wide receivers. The weak point in Alabama is the secondary. You can pass on it. Ohio State did. Texas A&M did with Manziel. when they win, they beat LSU and they beat Auburn, it's usually they're more running teams. LSU, again, doesn't have a quarterback this year, and Auburn, I don't know if they have one either, the way they looked last week. So what you have is the matchup problem of the passing, a good passing attack. I don't know how mobile this kid is. I haven't seen him, but I think Mississippi, they're not going to score 70 points. I understand that, but I see them getting in the 20s, and I don't see Alabama getting in the 20s against this defense. And this is the key to this: is Mississippi's defense is very good against the run, and it leaves it up to Coker to beat you passing, which is not going to happen. But Mississippi's got enough offense to light it up. I'm going to say Mississippi wins 24-17. I like the 13 points in Mississippi. They will not get blown out here. I think they'll take the lead, and Alabama will have to throw, and this Coker won't be able to. And that's what I'm going with. So take Ole Miss plus the 13 in this game, and I'll give you the second half. Let's talk USC Stanford. USC laying 9.5. I like USC here. I think Stanford's a weak team. I think since Harbaugh left and his players left at the end of last year, Stanford defense isn't what it used to be. I don't like their coach. Hogan, I don't like as a quarterback. Had trouble against Northwestern. You watch Duke beat Northwestern this week. So I like USC laying the 3.5. They're at home. Cody Kessler, you've got the quarterback. I think their defense is enough to stop a pretty pathetic Stanford offense. Again, I like it's because it's at USC. I like because it's Cody Kessler. I'm not a Sarkisian fan. I don't think he's a good coach, but I do like Kessler and that offense. It's very balanced, good passing, good running. I think their defense is enough. I like USC to probably put up about, I don't know, I'll say like 31-13 in this game over Stanford. I don't think Stanford scores a lot. I think USC finds enough offense to W. Ole Miss 13, USC minus 3.5 in the game of the teaser of the week. Last week we had Michigan State winning by 4. They won by 3. Should have been a little more scoring in the game, but overall it's about what I thought would happen. The new quarterback from Oregon goes on the road, has difficulty, and Michigan State's a playoff team this year. Anyway, we'll get into that later. So there you go. Take Mississippi plus 13.5. Take USC minus 3.5. I do have a lot going in the pros. I don't really have pocket aces in college this week, so I don't want to play a lock just to play a lock. I don't do that, and I won't do that. My locks are played because I feel that locks, the best plays, they're very strong plays. And I have one that I could lock, but I'm not gonna play it as a lock. I'm just gonna play it regularly. My lock is on Sunday in the NFL. All right, everybody. Good luck. Let's enjoy this Mississippi-Alabama game and USC-Stanford game. Have a great weekend. Again, www.teaserking.com. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good luck. Make some money.